You know, hi again. You know what? I finally found it. What I want to do to these humans at the port for you, because they just never learn about skinning the sharks and eating their fins. I've had it up to here with them, and I'm not about to let them get away with it. I made a poster, a big one. It's more like a giant banner, if anything. It's a warning. You want to see it? I'll show it to you. Here. That's me in the background as a shark. Going after them. If they don't stop. Now my day today was quite interesting. I walked back to the port, surprisingly enough. My legs led me there. And what I saw was a bit better. People didn't call me short. People didn't call me short stuff. And they didn't call me kid. But what they did call me, which pissed me off, was youngin' and fish face. Now fish face, that was crossing the line there. But I played it cool, let it slide, and said, I'm not a fish face. I may be a shark. You may be able to see that. But I'm not a fish face. Now, if this poster doesn't warn you of anything about skinning sharks and eating their fins, sure, you can fish here, but you cannot eat sharks. If you eat any more sharks, I will come for all of you, and I will tear you to pieces. I warned you. You've all been warned from this giant poster banner. If you don't take it seriously, see for yourself. I took my banner and rolled it up, put it in my pocket, started to walk away and stopped because I noticed that someone was pointing a harpoon at me. I glared back behind me at the mountain. I glint in the scope star towards me, and I nodded. He pulled the trigger, and NO2's kinetic round destroyed the harpoon gun, scaring the person away. So I continued walking, and today was the last day NO2 was supposed to be here protecting me, so I may end up in prison behind bars, and I may not. I gotta get out of this city, and fast. But news happens to spread nationwide fast too. So even if I do find somewhere else to call home, the warrant will still be out there for me. Don't know what I'm gonna do. If I do get behind bars, I'm sure I can escape. And if I do, have mercy on the guards' souls, 'cause it's snack time. I am very durable in my true form. And I have special powers, such as instant regeneration and armor piercing around protection. Now, so there's really not much to worry about. I just don't want to be behind bars without water for days. I have to have water. If I don't have access to water, I can't breathe. So, You know what I saw else in the port today? I saw that same exact guy skinning another 3 sharks. He did not learn from last time. So you know what I did? Walked up to him. He dropped his knife and started shivering. I asked him, "Did you not learn from last time from what I told you? If you don't stop, I'm going to come back." He nodded and dropped the shark too. I said, "You better drop that shark back in the water before it eats your legs." He shivered and asked me, "How could you be so sure to eat my legs?" I snapped my finger and one bit his leg. He screamed and said, "Okay, okay, okay." He threw them back in the water and he went to the hospital for his leg. The sharks not thanked me and left underwater. Those 2 sharks just so happened to be my best friends from childhood when I was growing up underwater. Poor things. Can't say why they didn't kill them, but I don't know how they got caught. They're always a smart type. Have to do some investigating. Now, anyways, I was headed back home from the port and I saw a shop that had some clothes that I wanted. But I couldn't go in because I saw on the window, "No sharks allowed." Like, no sharks allowed. Are they referring to me? So I reached for a doorknob and I got zapped. It's like there's an indoor security system built specifically for sharks and humans. An interesting feature indeed. So I walked away and kept walking. And each shop I saw that I was always interested in had one of these. It's like this city didn't want me here anymore. So I went home and packed my bags in my apartment. Put the key outside on the mat and jumped in the water. But before I went under, I saw this. I saw this too. I saw a boy. He was looking at me. With the weird expression. He looked tired, but I knew he was looking at me. It was my apartment supervisor. She looked sad. He looked sad that I was leaving. I waved by and went under. A few days later, I arrived upon a new city, and well, you know, I get captured in a net, turned into human, brought into a prison, locked up in an airtight electric cell. And as a guard turned around, I saw the letters SCP on the back of their uniform. I knew what this meant. I was not allowed to get out, ever. But in my room was a fish tank, a giant fish tank, full of water. But this place did not feel like home. And I would soon learn that the hard way. As for 15 minutes later, a scientist in a lab coat came walking in with a pen and paper and a clipboard in his hand, and started asking me questions. I just sat inside of my fish tank and my arms crossed over my legs and looking down. He then walked up to me and said, "I know you're sad, but we're here to help you. If you cooperate, we can give you more stuff and enhance your room. Maybe even let you out one day." I knew that last part was a lie. The SCP Foundation never lets their anomalies out. Not unless it's absolutely necessary to the outside world. And the O5 Council allows it. The only reason I know about this is because I had a friend when I was younger who was captured by the SCP, and I waited months and even years and I still haven't seen him. So I looked up and asked him, "Is there another one like me? Another one named James?" James McGill. The scientist dropped his notepad and his pencil and said, "You know about him?" I mumbled. "We were best friends since childhood. We saved each other's lives multiple times. How could I not?" There's nothing else to say. If you'll excuse me, I'm gonna go back to sleep now. I fell asleep, and he tried to wake me up, but I couldn't. 3 months and 15 days later, I woke up. They said I had fallen into a coma. And with them was James. He looked as happy as can be. He said, "Hey there, Alison, it's been a while." I looked up at him tired eyes, and said, "Hey James, I don't know what's going on here." He said, "Well, for starters, you're in the SCP Foundation. You've been captured. You ain't coming out anytime soon. Not until they fully understand you. And when they do, they'll release you. They still don't fully understand me. That's why I'm still here." I looked at him and said, "Why should I help these humans? They're just gonna harm me." He said, "Oh, come on, sweet cheeks, they ain't gonna harm you that bad. I mean, look at me, I've only fractured my leg once or twice, and that's it. Their tests ain't all that bad. Not unless they put you in a room with 682, or 016, or 07, or 173. Those are 3 you gotta watch out for." Just doing me a solid and helping, will ya? I looked up out loud and I looked down at my feet and said, I have no choice, do I? Fine. I'll help. But only on one condition. When they either understand me, they will let me go.